during the pandemic, I really had a major reflection. It's like I've popped out of my own darkness of myself and got out of my own way. I've really become Sarah. I know that's so weird. The Duchess is there, and good old Fergie's there too, and it's all it can be pulled out of the wardrobe and put on, and I can be that person. But you are talking today to Sarah, and Sarah is really authentically with you. I am present in the room with you, and I feel really happy about it because I don't feel frightened that I'm going off script, or that I need a publicist in the room to check I'm okay, or that I need to have a lawyer present. I will answer you with authentic truth about how my heart feels, and that is really freeing.
Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, affectionately known as Fergie, has been an international celebrity since her 1986 marriage to Prince Andrew. Over the next 35 years, she became a global humanitarian, a successful health and wellness advocate, a best-selling author, and a loving mother of two beautiful princesses, 32-year-old Beatrice and 31-year-old Eugenie. While the Duchess has already published dozens of titles on a wide array of subjects, from children's books to biographies and memoirs, she's recently written her first novel, Her Heart for a Compass, which comes out August 3rd. The book is a work of historical fiction which takes place during the Victorian era and is inspired by the life of Fergie's great-great-aunt, Lady Margaret Montague Douglas Scott.
As I was being photographed, I said, I'm the luckiest girl alive. I really am, because it's so extraordinary to be 61 years old, a first-time novelist, and I've been wanting to write about Lady Margaret for 15 years. And I love that she's redheaded, and she is my ancestor. And in researching to find out more about her, of course, I found out about the DNA of my own DNA. And I was asked by the BBC to do a show called Who Do You Think You Are? And when I was researching to see about the show, I realized that actually nobody really had ever found out that my maternal grandmother from Southern Ireland and my paternal grandfather was from Scotland and Northern Ireland, and so very Celtic through and through. And my red hair came from when I was born, and so I am a full-blown Celtic redhead, which of course comes with it great enthusiasm for life, spontaneity, and it also comes with it, rather like Baudelaire, I suppose. You just fight on. And I think Her Heart for a Compass was an extraordinarily challenging time for me, because each line and each chapter and each line, each sentence, each paragraph, each chapter was in search of my own heart.
Beautiful. Got it.
This is the first big interview, really, that coming out of which I've done face-to-face with someone, and I'm coming out of this time, and I really have been giving it a lot of thought today, as the wonderful stylist and the makeup and hair and all these people rush around, and People magazine send in all this team of fabulous people. I think, okay, this is all that they've come to see me. And it's really extraordinary. I'm so lucky. I always say every time I have hair and makeup, every day is a bride, but I'm so lucky. It's just like I feel, really touched. So that's really important to say that. But I think it's really interesting to dare to be a first-time novelist, to dare to put my neck above the parapet again. I think that during the time of lockdown and during the pandemic and COVID-19, it's almost as though it kicked me in my behind and said, get out there, Fergie, Sarah, Duchess, whatever you want to call me, and just be who you are. Be redheaded, be feisty, and be who you are.
While Her Heart for a Compass is Fergie's first novel, she's clearly an expert on children's books, with nearly 40 to her name, including 2 beloved series, Little Red and Budgie the Little Helicopter. And in April of 2020, roughly a month into the pandemic, the Duchess launched Storytime with Fergie and Friends on her YouTube and Facebook channels.
Budgie to the rescue, da, da, da. Budgie little helicopter, da, da, da.
Where nearly every day she reads aloud to children all over the world.
We're going to feast on tasty sweets and run and jump. It's such a treat. I'm actually so proud of the work that we've done during this time, because every single day at 4 o'clock, we have literally spoken to the smile of a child. We have read stories, we've done story time with Fergie and Friends, and we have literally reached children, well, close to 2.5 million views on Storytime with Fergie and Friends. It's on YouTube, and it goes into hospitals and schools and everywhere during this lockdown period to lift the spirits. And it was always about, hi boys and girls, it's Storytime Fergie and Friends here, and mums and dads, aunts and uncles, granny and grandpas. How lovely to see you and everybody. And aren't we in the sunshine? Isn't it great? So we put on our reading goggles, and I thought, this is fascinating. I have so much fun with it. And then and so I just started to really throw myself into this different acting and different. I wasn't acting, I was just being myself. And so, as you know, having written 38 children's books and so many books, to actually live Little Red and to live all my children's work and Budgie the Helicopter and all of it, I loved my 4 o'clock time, because it took me away from all the other stuff, and it threw me into the smile of a child, which is what I believe I stand for. I smile of a child, the health of a nation, from my heart. And that's my heart to this, because it was my gift, it is my gift, it's still my gift to children, whether it's Africa, whether it's America, whether it's Poland, whether anywhere. Is they can go for free on YouTube, and I spend 15 minutes really making a complete fool of myself.
See you later. Thank you, Frankie the Ferret. Well done, you. Did you like that, Mr. Broccoli? Oh, yes, I like that very much.
Meanwhile, there's at least one child who doesn't need YouTube for an audience with the Duchess, her baby grandson, August Philip Hawk Brooksbank.
When little August, my grandson, comes in to see me, and now, of course, it's slightly easier, I firstly look at my wonderful and beautiful daughter, Eugenie, and Jack, and I'm so proud of Jack and Eugenie's parents. I've known Jack for 10 to 12 years now, so he's like my son. He is my son-in-law, but he's like my son, and I adore them both. And to see Eugenie and Jack being beautiful parents to little August, I'm really proud. So that's the first thing I do. And the second thing is, because August knows that my energy in the room at that time when I am with him is present with him, he gives me that smile of knowledge that I'm a fellow 3-month-old baby. So I'm deeply, deeply proud to be a grandmother, but I am a grandmother then to many, 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 many children, and my children have donated me to the world's children. So I can be donated grandmother. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Which is why I do the YouTube, which is why I do Storytime with Fergie and Friends, because that's my beautiful moment for 15 minutes when I say to children who's perhaps in the middle of a cancer ward and no one's been able to see them, just that moment they can turn on YouTube and go, oh, there's Fergie.
There's no doubt Fergie relishes her role as grandmother, but there's another job she's perhaps even better at.
I can safely tell you that one of the best jobs, and I'm not good at as you know, because I'm self-deprecating British, but my editor will say, oh, shut up, what a load of nonsense, is that I'm a really good mum. And I'm a good mum because in growing up, when they used to say, why can't we do that? And I used to say, well, I've already made those mistakes, so you can see the world's press has written about my mistakes, so you don't need to make them now. So I've gone ahead of you to clear the way so that you can dream and grow and be who you are. And they are unbelievable examples of very strong co-parents. Both Andrew and I, we're very strong co-parents together. It's always a good balance.
So this is what we do. We're aiming to help children collectively and individually, one child at a time.
The Duchess of York has been supporting children's causes for more than 30 years. And in 1993, she founded Children in Crisis to provide education for young people in some of the world's most inaccessible and dangerous places. The charity has educated 1.4 million children, trained 20,000 teachers, built 62 schools, and supported hundreds of other schools on a yearly basis.
I started Children in Crisis where my grandmother always used to say, when you feel bad about yourself, go and give to others. And I started in Poland, in the most polluted area of Poland at that time, in '92, was Upper Silesia. And I started there, and I was determined from that moment onwards that I would continue to, in the charity world, as being a philanthropist, that there should be no borders for suffering. No egos in the charity world. It's not about who does it. It's bring that smile to that child's face, you know. Look after women, empower women to be able to build their schools in the Congo when there's been mass genocide and they didn't have anyone to build schools. We must all work together in order to bring that smile to a child's face. And that's why I started it.
In 1994, Fergie founded a sister organization based in the US, Chances for Children.
When I separated and divorced, I came to America, started to work, and worked for Weight Watchers for 12 years, longest running spokesperson. Anyway, so I decided to thank the American people by starting Chances for Children, my foundation.
We have established Chances for Children, raising awareness and funds to help the people of America to focus on the needs of our future, which is our children.
The following year, Chances for Children was there to help in the aftermath of the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing.
So I flew to Oklahoma City, went up to the first responders, went up to intensive care, and I found Dolores. And Dolores was a grandmother, and her grandson was he was 18 months old, and his body had 68% of his body was burnt from the bomb that had gone off. And I said, what can I do? Dolores said, save my grandson. And sure enough, I could, but I thought the only way to do it was to support the already existing philanthropic organizations. So I went to lunch, drew Little Red on a napkin, took Little Red, the drawing to F.A.O. Schwartz, made it up into a doll, and amazingly, we sold the dolls for $20 per doll, started the foundation, Chances for Children. Anyway, can you just hold her there? You hold that one, thank you. Anyway, Little Red was started in order to, all the proceeds would go to help a little boy, because the little boy was found in the Oklahoma City bombing all those 8.5 years ago, right, Peach? And so I invented Little Red to pay for PJ here. That's why it's so important he came today. This was the original doll, and here's Little Red, and she was in the World Trade Center because what happened was they gave me an office on the North Tower in Cantor Fitzgerald, and the aeroplane went in, and Little Red came down from 101 floors, and CNN filmed it. If you think about it, Little Red was born in 1995 to save the life of the bombing in Oklahoma City. Then you cut to 9/11, and Little Red was you've got photographs of it. It was on the front page of the New York Post the next day, and she was found by a fireman who picked her up and put her in his helmet and carried her out. And CNN filmed it, and Larry King said, and they said, "Oh look, a child's doll," and Larry King said, "No, that's no child's doll. That's Fergie's Little Red." And she stands for children's rights all over the world. And from that day on, we went on to build schools in Africa, and literacy, empowering children to read, education is what we're all about. In fact, if you go to Ground Zero Museum now, you will find Little Red in her glass case. So I sit here talking to you, again, with my total and utter heart and soul to thank the American people for giving me my life, really. Because I was late for the office by 20 minutes, it's because I stopped and I gave a little red doll to a girl on the sidewalk. And had I not, I wouldn't be here.
The Duchess of York and the Princess of Wales were fourth cousins and best friends even before they married into the royal family. This past July 1st marked what would have been Diana's 60th birthday. For many, a chance to celebrate her enduring legacy.
Diana was the people's princess. I mean, yeah. Every time you mention her name, I smile because she had the most wonderful, infectious giggles. And she had a terrific sense of humor, and the tinkling laughter is something it melts my heart. There is no question that she is still with us. I know she's still with us. I mean, she's in my heart. I love her. I love her. She would be so proud of her grandchildren. I mean, because she and I, we were really best friends from when I was, I'm a year older than Diana, I think, yes. And so we were best friends from, I think, she was 14, I was 15, and then we went on all the way through. And it was Diana that said, no, I need you to come to stay at Windsor Castle, and you need to be with my brother-in-law, Andrew. And so when I came out of lunch, I remember going up to her and saying, oh, he's really cute. And she said, duh, Fergie. But the thing that I love about Diana is that how proud she would be. You know, how proud she would be of her boys. And I know that if Diana was here right now, Diana would be really working hard to help more people be inspired, have joy, and to look at life with optimism and hope, and just be themselves. A big hug to Diana. Happy birthday to Diana, and just, we love you, and we will always love you, and we just keep loving you. And I think in life, that is what we should all do to each other, is remember.
As a 61-year-old first-time novelist, Fergie knows as well as anyone, it's never too late to master a new skill, especially if you're not afraid to ask for a helping hand.
It's always the team, it's not me. I'm only as good as my team around me. And I cannot thank my team around me for this opportunity. I really, seriously, they all know who they are, and I'm simply blown away with gratitude. And I think that if for anyone who's watching, or listening, you know, you can do anything you wish to do, right? I said I wanted to write a book. I wished to learn. Well, I'm 61, why can't you learn? Why can't you be curious? I'm a first-time novelist, I'm really excited, but it wasn't me that did it. It was my idea, my writing, my real belief in empowering women more to be in the into literacy. That is so exciting, and I chose the best with the team, and they helped me get to today to talk to you. So it's really exciting for us all out here to know you can do it. You can do it. You can collaborate. Life is a collaboration, and in a collaboration comes saying, I don't know what to do, could you please help me? The fragrance of the rose stays on the hand of the giver, and I can't thank the people that have made today possible to be with you. I cannot thank them enough for giving me the time to listen.